after your so-called bonding ritual. You, Maggie, and Saffron stare in shock at the shackles that are chaining you together. So, either the bonding ritual worked a little too well, or we screwed up. Wait, you're the one who was barking orders at me because you didn't remember a simple incantation. We're doing this again? I'm sick and tired of hearing your bickering. Enough! Rainer's booming voice snaps you out of your shouting match. He runs a hand over his face, looking exhausted. I made an error in judgment. While your individual talents have progressed nicely, your unity as a coven sucks. Could use some work. You have to find a way to work together if you want to reach your full potential. Fine, whatever. In the meantime, how do we break out of these? I don't know about we, but I'm out of here.
Freedom! I'll see you suckers on the other side.
Did she become a bird? As a tiny bird, Saf tries to make flight of the attic, only to be yanked back by the equally tiny shackle around her leg.
Eh, it was worth a try.
You're under the effects of a minor hex, the result of the backfiring magic. To break the hex, you'll need to freshly plucked Limonanius flower. I suggest you head out to the garden and search for a deep purple star-shaped flower, or you'll be stuck together for a long time. You're sending us out on a fetch quest? I guess we sort of deserve this, considering we got ourselves into this. But going into the garden and picking flowers doesn't exactly scream important witch training. Actually, it does. Seriously, plants are like known cornerstones of witchcraft. Besides, as she shifts back into herself, Saf lifts her arm and the chains between her and Maggie clink against each other. Willow's right, we have to fix this somehow. Okay, deep purple flower, shaped like a star. How hard can it be to find? A few hours later, you would come to regret those 7 words. Hey, I think I see... Never mind, it's another iris. Irises, minis, snapdragons. Who knew Mom had such an affinity for purple flowers? This is like finding a needle in a haystack. Maybe we should cast a wider net. Let's head into those trees. Sadly, the forest seems equally devoid of lemonious flowers. You sigh, flop down on the ground, pulling Maggie and Saf down with you. I'm starting to think Rainier sent us on a wild goose chase so we will work out our issues. Currently, the only issues I have are with him. As long as we're stuck together, Rainier's probably right. Bickering was just a normal sister thing before we became witches. But now that we're a coven, our family drama could create some serious problems. For what it's worth, I don't want to fight with the two of you. It just feels like some dark force is compelling me to snip at you. I know what you mean. I don't know if it's just the strain of everything that's happening, but I really haven't felt like myself. And to be honest, Maggie, I've been having a hard time trusting you. Honestly, I've had the same issue. I'm a pretty suspicious person by nature, but the anger I've been feeling lately is a little intense. This is me on every day. Like, seriously, emotions are like a roller coaster, and then they're influenced by other people. We're probably affected by our new powers. Rainier never said excessive bickering was a side effect of witchcraft. Maybe not, but our bodies are adjusting a lot to a metaphysical activity. There have to be some negative symptoms. Or it's positive because you're able to sense more or feel more or whatever. And here I thought you were a history buff. Since when have you been a Willow magical MD? Is it really so shocking that I contain multitudes? Well, regardless of why we keep fighting, I wish I knew how to make it stop. Getting out of these shackles would be a good start. Not really sure how we'll manage that when Rainier has us looking for some night-blooming dream flower. You and Maggie look at Saf like your heads are on a swivel. Do you know something we don't, Saf? The Limonalius flower only blooms at night, in the space between worlds. I've been reading about magic plants since a certain cute apothecary caught your eye. I mean, that's not quite. Doing it? Great, so Rainier did send us on a wild goose chase. It's the middle of the day, and we're obviously not in any liminal spaces right now. But we could be. If Maggie can dreamwalk us in a liminal space, Willow might be able to change the time tonight. And if I can shapeshift into something with a keen sense of smell, then we might be able to find the flower after all. It sounds risky, but it might be worth a shot. At least it'll help us to prove to Rainier that we're capable of working together. Combine your magic talents to free yourself from a hex, impress the guardian, strengthen your bond, diamond choice. Fine, let's go ahead and do it. Let's give it a shot. It's not like we can screw up more than we already have. Are you sure about that? That's my girl. Maggie, do you want to start us off? I can try. I've never dreamed walk while I was awake, though. Grab Maggie's hand and give it a firming squeeze. You've got this, Mags. Saf and I can lend you our power to make your magic stronger. You're about to be the most unified coven Rainier has ever seen. The three of you wander deeper into the clearing. Maggie shuts her eyes, and you can feel grip on your hand grow tighter. You feel a strange sensation, like you're suddenly floating through your feet, and remain firmly planted on the ground. You look at Saf and nod, and then focus your energy on the magic within you. I am one with the strength of my coven. And my coven is one with me. I am one with the strength of my coven. And the coven is one with me. Everyone, hold on tight. The floating sensation heightens within you, and you shut your eyes to keep yourself from feeling sick. Why would you feel sick? The floating feeling subsides, and as your eyes open, you let out a soft gasp. Woo, Mags, you did it! I can't believe I actually pulled it off. This is liminal space, huh? It's beautiful. I wish we could live here. Do you think Rainier would mind if we just never went back to the house? Yeah, I'm sure we're safe from all this pesky race here. As tempting as that sounds, I am exerting any energy to keep us here, so we should keep it snappy. Unless you want me to keel over from magic-induced exhaustion. Entering the space came so naturally to you, Mags. You're really getting good at this witchy stuff. Thanks, but in this specific area, I actually have a bit of practice. When I was little, I always thought I could see things out of the corner of my eye. Magical places, people, creatures. To be honest, it scared me for a long time. I thought I was being followed by something dangerous. But it was just your powers manifesting? Yep. When I was about 12, I started entering these spaces while I was asleep. At first, I wandered in by accident, but soon I was able to control it. Lucid dreaming with a magical twist. I liked the escape from reality, never thought it could put me into practical use. Practical use in an understatement. We're halfway to our goal already. What do you say, Willow? Ready to do your thing and push us over the finish line? You steady yourself and take a deep breath. Let's do this. I hope you two aren't scared of the dark. You let your magic potential flare up inside you and focus on accelerating the flow of time. The world goes still as your magic takes effect. Day turns to night in the blink of an eye. You feel something somewhat drained from the effort, but you're also buzzing with adrenaline. If Rainier can only see us now. You seriously are a natural at this, Willow. For real, my eyes didn't even have time to adjust. Well, hopefully they'll adjust soon because we need to find that flower. Leave that part to me. I can only turn into small creatures right now, but you know what has a strong little sniffer? A pig. Or, okay, a small little white mouse, sure.
Boom, baby, I'm freaking mouse.
Full disclosure, I don't love rodents.
I'm no ordinary rodent. I am a great mouse detective, and I'm on the case.
You cradle Mouse Saf in the palm of your hand as her tiny pink nose starts twitching.
I can smell something distinctly magic over there.
She's cute. I wish to pet. With Maggie in tow, you carry Saf over in the direction she's pointing. While she sniffs furiously at the air, you inhale deeply. Magic really changes everything, huh? Who knew there was something so amazing in our own backyard? The forest is beautiful even without magic. I can't believe the two of you got to grow up here. You and Saf both glance at Maggie, who's staring around with a wistful expression on her face. She notices you and clears her throat. I knew it wasn't all sunshine and daisies, but I mean, I didn't even have a yard. Mags, I wish you'd open up to us more. I think the other one about romanticizing is, nah. You've made some comments here and there about how bad things were. If you told us more, we literally just met her, she just met you. Moving on. I know you think you could help, but it's just decades-old emotional baggage. Saf sits on her haunches and faces Maggie.
Girl, we are the poster children of emotional baggage. Why don't you let us at least try?
Maggie eyes Saf for a moment, chews on her lower lip, and then... My adopted parents were awesome people. I'm sure I would have had a great childhood with them. But then they died in an accident when I was really little. Since they didn't have any family, went in a foster system. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks. Some of my foster families were great, but one reason or another, they just couldn't keep me.
So you bounced around from place to place?
Yep. After a while, I just stopped calling any place home. It felt like I was setting myself up for failure. I know your mom wasn't great and you had issues between the two of you, but I can't help wishing I had been there to see it all. We wish you'd been there too.
Maybe things would have been better with little Maggie in the mix.
Maggie gapes at Saf as she says that, then bursts out laughing. My social workers always wanted me to get a therapist, but I don't think they'd imagine one so...
adorable? Fuzzy?
mousy.
I've only one, Max, but this little mouse about to crack the case wide open.
With a dramatic flourish of her tiny paw, Saf points to a cluster of plants at the base of the tree where you find the flower. Oh my god, it does exist.
Rainier isn't gonna know what hit him.
Now that your detective work is over, would you mind turning back to regular Saf? No offense, but you're giving me the heebie-jeebies. Really? What's wrong with the little white mouse? It's cute. I'd pet it. I'd love it. I'd give it a home. You jerk your hand back as the mouse in your palm transforms back into your older sister. Your wish is my command, youngest. I don't want to sound like a sap, but I'm really proud of us. What we did today was beyond anything I could have expected at this point. We've come such a long way. Nothing brings you together like being stuck together. Should we head back and tell Rainier the good news? I can unluminalize us if Willow wants to rewind time. Clutching the prized flower in the palm of your hand, you focus your energy on bringing time back to its regular course. You're up, Mags. And with a grin, she squeezes your hand tight and closes your eyes. Back to reality. Or some version of it. Maggie and Saf bump shoulders and start heading back to the house, but stop short when your shackle jerks them back. Willow, everything okay? You're not sure if it's because you're the anchor, but after watching your sisters work as a team, you feel stronger than ever. You smile. Actually, everything's great. After your search, you make your way to the house to face Rainier. Well, how'd it go? You proudly present Rainier with the flower you collected from the forest. It wasn't easy, but we got there in the end. But, to find this flower, you must have worked together, yeah.
Combined our talents like total champs?
Guilty. Amazing work. I'm proud of all of you for thinking outside the box. You beam, feeling strangely buoyed by his praise. He takes the flower gently from your hand. Now then. You watch, transfixed as the flower bursts in pinpricks of purple light. The motes scatter and settle on you and your sisters, and then we're free. Finally.
Thank God, I have to pee, and I really didn't fancy doing that as a group.
Hang on, Saf, I want to talk to the three of you about something. I sense a lecture coming on. that this happened to all means one, or all of you aren't committed to the ritual. Do you understand how serious this is? The race will take any chance they can get to destroy you. If you can't get it together, your next fight could easily be your last. You feel anger and frustration rising from you and glance at Saf and Maggie. Could you leave us alone for a minute? There's something I want to talk to Rainier about. You don't have to tell me twice. Saf and Maggie had to hurry out of the room, and you round on Rainier with your hands on your hips. Maggie and Saf worked really hard to find the flower. We did magic we didn't even know we could do. I realize that, and like I said, I'm proud of the work you did, but... But nothing. I get that we screwed up. We're new at this whole coven thing, and you're not cutting us any slack. Never mind the fact that you sent us into a garden knowing we'd probably fail. You really can't understand humans. I've studied humans for longer than you've been alive. Well, clearly you're not that good at it. And yet you have no clue how complex we are. And if you just spend time with us... Excuse me, don't I spend enough every hour preparing you, guiding you, training you? That's the point. None of that amounts to anything if you don't know us. You aren't the only ones who are doing this for the first time. I haven't mentored a coven before, let alone spent time with humans. Oh, here's a little lesson for you about humans. Even if they're bound by blood or magic, you can't force them to like each other. Maggie needs more time, Saf needs more time, and the irony is I would make more time, but my magic isn't strong enough. I'm trying to protect you, Willow. Race will come for you, and they'll kill us, hunt us, throw our whites in with our reds. We get it. But it's like you just said, we're human. Willow. You don't know who notices at first, you or Rainier, but in the heat of the argument, you've shifted closer to each other. You're mere inches between you and him. Willow, you gaze into his brilliant eyes, marveling even in these circumstances at the perfection of his features. You feel warm all over when he doesn't break your gaze. Swiftly, unthinkingly, you reach out your hand and touch his cheek with gentle fingertips. His soft, almost poreless skin is warm under your touch. It almost startles you when he doesn't pull away. Yes? Willow, I can't. Can't? But just like that, he's gone. Nothing but motes of light swirling where he once stood. Later that day, you're sitting on the couch, idly stroking Gus behind her ear. I don't know, Gussie, what happened between me and Rainier? It was weird. I wish he would just talk to me. It would help with this awful pit in my stomach. I feel like something terrible is lurking around the corner. As if on cue, Saf rushes into the room looking harried. Hey, I just went to Maggie's room to get a temp check for dinner, and she's gone. Gone, are you sure? Unless she suddenly has the power of invisibility, then yes, I'm sure. I looked everywhere. Willow, Rainier told us not to leave the house alone. What if she's out there somewhere and she's getting attacked? Her being upset? No, because she more or less longed for a family and things like that. I think she's being reckless. How can Maggie just leave when our lives are literally in danger? Unfortunately, it seems like she's rather risk her life than spend another hour with us in this house. We have to find her, Willow. What if something terrible happens and we can't protect her? You rise to your feet without hesitation. Saf follows. We'll find her, okay? But we need to be smart and we need to stay in constant contact with each other. Okay, but first, should we summon... You spin on your heel and lift a finger to your lips, silencing Saf. You get the feeling even uttering his name could summon him here. Let's keep it between us for now. If we need him, we can call on him later. Okay, did something happen between the two of you? Nothing happened. That's exactly why I'm not running to get to him for help. You and Saf split up at the opposite ends of downtown, searching each business and shop for any sign of Maggie. Come on, Maggie, where are you? You hurry down the high street, examining every corner or alley with laser focus. Nothing, and then you get an idea. Maybe if I rewind time a bit, I can see which way she went when she left the house. It's worth a shot. You inhale sharply, trying to spark your magic, but the flame feels weak within you. Why did I think this was possible without Saf and Maggie around? I need to focus to make this work. I'll focus on my need to find Maggie, my fear of losing her. I need you, Mags. We need you. You can't leave us. Just when we started to get close. Ta-da! Come on! You force your magic out long enough to see the world rapidly turn in reverse. You scan the sea of faces, searching for Maggie. You call out to her, breaking your concentration. The spell ends, but you know where she was headed. She was going to Mom's estate office. Why? You're rushing blindly through the door of the office when you collide with someone. Excuse me. Oh, it's you, Mr. Bell, right? Willow, is something the matter? Your mother's lawyer reads the distress on your face immediately and frowns, taking your elbow in hand as he steadies you. It's my sister Maggie. You haven't seen her around today, have you? No, but I was just leaving for the day. Would you like some help finding her? You almost take him up on the offer, and then remember your bizarre exchange the last time you met. I'm sure it was as if time stood still. That's okay, tracking down my wayward sister is definitely outside your job description. Happy to answer the call of duty if it comes to that. I'm sure you say that to all your clients. Only the special ones. Despite your wariness and the urgency of the situation, your heartbeat starts to pick up as he fixes you with a strangely alluring gaze. Then suddenly Mr. Bell scribbles something on the business card and slips it into your palm. Here, my personal cell number. Shoot me a text if you find her so I know she's safe, okay? Your personal phone number. You give that to all your clients too? His hand lingers on yours, fingers brushing over the back of your hand ever so gently, his voice soft. Just the extra special ones. Maybe after Maggie's home, I could give you a call and we could get dinner sometime. You could tell me what A stands for. He flinches good-naturedly and then grins. You might reconsider the dinner once you're here. There's a reason behind by an initial. Try me. I can be very open-minded, especially these days. Dinner sounds great. You shake yourself a little. Why are you being so chatty with this lawyer? You've got more important things to do. Anyway, this is so not the time or place for this, but thanks for your help. Please don't hesitate to call. I may be an estate lawyer, but I do have some useful contacts if you need them. You part ways and duck briefly into neutral grounds, but to no avail. Saf finds you shortly after. Has Brooks seen her? He's not around. Besides, I haven't really talked to him since everything, right? Well, I checked her rental office. Her car's still there, but she isn't. She's not halfway to Jersey, but it's getting dark. Race will start popping up pretty soon. Saf's eyes well up with tears and suddenly pulls you into a tight hug. I never should have said those things to her, blamed her, criticized her. What if something happened? Saf. We both acted badly. Not really, but... In fact, we all did. Even Maggie said it was like some force was compelling her to fight us. You can't put all the blame on yourself. We all contributed to this tangled mess. I guess, but Maggie's the new kid in the sandbox. I can't imagine how laughed out she must feel. Like, I mean, I can. I grew up here. Half the town doesn't recognize me. That's why Penny is such a breath of fresh... The apothecary. We haven't checked out there yet. It wouldn't hurt to try. Penny is behind the desk when you hurry into the apothecary, along with... Rainier? Willow, Saffron. We can explain. No need, doll. Rainier here to explain that you're worried sick about Maggie, and that you've been looking everywhere for her. He searched his expression with a tinge of confusion. He knew you laughed, so why aren't you in trouble? Because you're doing something that he needed to do, and he's looking himself. If you're here and Maggie isn't, then I'm guessing you can't track her down with Guardian Mojo? Sadly, my mojo is restricted when the witch in question doesn't want to be found. Magnolia has a strong spirit. Luckily for us, though, Penelope owns a rare, powerful tuning instrument, something that may help us find Magnolia faster. Yeah, it's typically what you use for scrying. Rainier looks at you. His expression is clouded. Is he repentant or just worried about Maggie like the rest of you? If you trust me enough to help you, I'll facilitate the ritual right here in the apothecary, but it's up to you. Diamond choice. Yep, let's go. Finding Maggie is our top priority, no matter what that looks like. I couldn't agree more. Let's get to work. Penny leads you both into the back rooms, where she's set up looks like a peaceful, relaxing spa. Why do I feel like I'm about to get a massage? Not tonight, but if you ever have a need for one, I've been told I'm quite a masseuse. Penny winks at Saf as she busies herself getting a few things ready. Saf coughs and blushes. Is it just me or is the steam in here making it hard to breathe? Okay, we're here. What does the tracking ritual entail exactly? And why are we doing it in a sauna? It's a sort of improvisation. To find Magnolia, we'll need some help from the elements. Magnolia, unsurprisingly, is governed by fire. Saffron by water. You, Willow, are governed by air. So the sauna is a blend of our elements. Fire heats water to make steam, which is suspended in the air. Exactly. Normally I don't approve of creating these artificial elemental spaces, but we don't have much time. There it is again, that flicker of repentance and its perfect features. You almost reach for him instinctively, but then Penny places a large metal bowl on the floor with a clang. This is a divining bowl. It'll fill with water, and the two of you will gaze into the reflection to search for Maggie. If you manage to sync your energies to the elements that surround you, then we might have a shot at making this work. You and Saf kneel before the bowl, peering into its gently rippling surface. You wipe sweat away from your brow. Saf? Way ahead of you. Saf holds out her hands over the bowl. You do the same, focusing on mingling your energies with hers. With 1/3 of your coven by your side, the magic flows much more easily this time. Show us Maggie. Please. Well, at least she has some kindness and respect. Suddenly, in a flash, you find yourself standing in the middle of downtown Santa Renata. Saf steps out into the middle of the street looking around. Okay, this is really weird. Saf. A cry out as a car comes hurtling towards her. Willing to pass right through her. She packs herself, laid down like she's extinguishing invisible flames. Oh, that felt really weird. Rainier steps up beside you, his expression stern. Reviewing a memory linked to Magnolia's whereabouts. Stay sharp so we don't lose sight of her. You scan your surroundings for any sign of Maggie, also how did he get in here, and find her huddled inside a phone booth across the street. Phone booths, they still have though. I already told you it's no good. This isn't going to work. We're too different, okay? I'm sick of being a square peg in a round hole. Maggie, you're giving up already? We were making such progress. Our coven needs you. And I don't want to go back to pretending you don't exist. I'm afraid she can't hear you. This is only an echo of a memory. I was worried you'd say that. Yeah, thanks, Ghost of Christopher Christmas Bummer. Maggie slams the phone onto the receiver and heaves a sigh. You can see the worry and heartache written all over her face. The only thing left to do is go home. The scene changes, and suddenly you're standing in the front of a cottage by the beach. Stupid heavy suitcase. Maggie is hauling her overstuffed suitcase towards her car, buckling under its weight. She curses under her breath and drops it. I knew I was an idiot for packing so many books. Ugh! Who am I even talking to? She kicks the suitcase hard and then jumps up and down, cursing decidedly above her breath. Governed by fire might be the biggest understatement of the year. Rainier surprises you by a low, honeyed chuckle. Any coven could benefit from such a passionate witch. You know, Rainier, Maggie's not the only one with passion. I'm chock full of it, and yet I've never heard you praise me for it. He clears his throat, adjusting his coat sheepishly. Believe me, Willow, I've noticed. I'm sure your passion will come to serve me, us, well, in the days to come. Looking forward to when that happens. Are you two done chit-chatting yet? Maggie's making another call. Is she going in the payphone, or does she actually have a cell phone this time? Sure enough, you see Maggie hold up her phone to her lips, too much closer to hear your own answering machine playing on speaker. She called me, but I didn't get any notifications. Hey Willow, sorry if you're worried, but I'm headed to the rental to pack up my stuff. There's some stuff going on and I didn't tell you about. I should have told you, and I'd hate for you to think it's because I'm mad. The truth is my life is more complicated than I made it out to be. The kind of complicated I'm not sure fits into anyone else's story. She exhales shakily, her eyes welling up. I really want to talk to you about it, I just don't know how. But I'm trying to come up with something, so if you'll meet me here... End of message. If you are satisfied with your recording, press 1. If you would like to delete your message, press 2. If you would like... You wince when Maggie presses 2 on her phone and shoves it back in her pocket. I guess that explains why I never got the message. Don't you love those? You gasp as you're suddenly thrust back into the present. The divoning bowls clatters and spills all over you, and Saf double over, coughing. My goodness, are you okay? We're fine. More importantly, we know where Maggie is. You rise unsteadily to your feet, nearly falling over in the process. Rainier instinctively grips your shoulders with one strong hand to keep you from tripping. He removes his hand almost reluctantly, his expression rapidly changing from one emotion to the next. Willow, our conversation from earlier has been weighing heavily on me. I know this isn't the time or place, but I want to apologize. I've been focused on making you strong, but you won't grow if I'm always hard on you. But shh. Thanks, Rainier. I don't like fighting with you either. You're special to me. Before you were my guardian, you were my cute friend from the coffee shop. Cute, really. Well, I was gonna say sexy, but I didn't want to embarrass you. I think you'll find it takes a lot more than that to embarrass me, Willow. Now go ahead and reunite with your sister. I'll wait in the wings in case you hit any problems that need solving. If I didn't know better, I'd say you trust us to solve our own problems. Well, this is a sisterly problem. No angel will be able to fix this. He's an angel until otherwise. If I didn't know better, I'd say you earned it. You and Saf race to the edge of town where you find Maggie's rental property. Just like in the vision, she's got to be here, right? I think I see a light on inside. You knock on the cottage door, but at your touch, the door creaks open. Maggie? For a moment, you fear the worst. Then a confused-looking Maggie appears in view. It's obvious she's been crying. Willow, Saf, how'd you know where to find me? You're overcome with a wave of relief, and though your instinct is to comfort her, for some reason, what comes out instead is... How could you just up and leave like that without telling us? You really worried us, Maggie. What were you gonna do, abandon us? Wow. So like the two of you just jumped to the worst possible conclusion. If you knew anything about me... We heard your conversation on the phone, square peg, round hole, ring a bell? Were you spying on me? Only because we were looking all over for you, going out of our minds. For your information, Willow, I was on the phone with my ex, breaking things off with him. He used to call us a square peg and a round hole. If you cared to ask about my life... We've been trying to get to know you, you just won't let us in. Whoa, whoa. Whew. Hang on, Maggie. It sounds like you're staying. I am! And Saf, we're relieved to see her. I was worried sick I'd never get to tell her I love her. Then why are we all still fighting? I don't know, because you're all idiots. In a sudden hail of shattered glass, a pair of wraiths burst through the window, nearest Maggie, and descend on her. Don't you love it when the little witchlings bicker? Makes our jobs so much easier. Does it though? You scream as the Wraiths drag Maggie across the room by her hair. She elbows them off and turns to them wearing a snarl, like a cornered wildcat. Get back! Maggie hurls orbs of concentrated crimson energy at her assailants. Without a single thought other than protect Maggie, both of you and Saf charge forward. Fine, we'll take you all down at once.
3 on 2? I'll take those odds. You two play this creepy shadow game.
Saf begins to bombard the race with full-on body slams, absorbing their shadow magic as if it barely hurts her. You square your stance and prepare to enter the fray. Just hold on, Mags. The Wraith nearest you grins with bloodlust, and you have just enough time to gulp in fear before it lunges at you with a shadowy knife. Die! Stop time, speed up time, slow down time, stop. You throw up your hands to freeze time in the race, but not your sisters. Yeah. If you keep making that face, it's gonna get stuck like that. Wham! You condense your own energy into an orb like Maggie's and hurl it at the stomach of the frozen Wraith. With the race frozen in time, the sitting ducks, Maggie and Saf pelt them with continuous blows of their own.
Willow makes us too easy.
Don't say that, you're just gonna jinx us. You grin wildly, relishing in the power of your own magic, when suddenly you feel something sharp at your back. It's over for you, little girl. And you got cocky. 3 of them, the shock of the knife tip digging slowly in your back makes you drop your magic. Thankfully, the 2 of the rapes collapsed to the floor and disappeared in shadow. But this one, the presence behind you, you've never felt anything so ominous in your life. Get the hell away from me. You wince as the knife digs deeper. Maggie and Saf gasp in horror.
Get away from her, Earl!
You'll what? 3 little witchlings are nothing against a decorated warrior like myself. This destiny you're so keen on seizing will spell nothing but death. You should have stayed apart.
You inhale sharply, feeling the magic drain from your body as a warm blood trickles down your back. Panic starts to set in until... In a flash of crimson, Maggie disappears from you and reappears behind you, sinking a fire poker into the Wraith's neck. I'm never leaving my sisters again. The Wraith disappears in a plume of black smoke. The 3 of you collapse to the ground, panting.
So, does anyone else feel weirdly better?
Okay, your sister literally has a knife in her back, but we're going to talk about feeling better. Let's go. You grimace, the pain of the shallow cut in your back still aching, but Saf is right. A tight pressure you didn't even realize was there has disappeared from your chest. Better than I have in days, actually. Thanks to Maggie. Still, though, I owe you both an apology. I'm supposed to be the anchor of this coven, and all I did was help tear us apart. I promise I'll really talk to you next time. It feels like a lot of what happened today could have been cleared up by communication.
To be fair, Max and I weren't exactly communicating well either.
But we will from now on. That's a promise from us. Maggie sighs heavily, passing a hand through her hair. I'm sorry for bolting. My ex doesn't have my new phone number, so I snuck off to pay a phone to break things off. Then I came here to get my stuff so I could bring it back to the house. I should have realized how it would look. Hey, it's okay. I'm sorry I jumped down your throat about it. I get the feeling the race had something to do with that. In a burst of bright light, Rainier's at your side, pressing a comforting hand to the small of your back. You feel the wound knit itself back together. Are you okay, Willow? Fine, now that you've healed my little wraith fight souvenir, thanks. His hand remains on your back for a moment more, and then he smiles at you. Thank you for showing me I don't always have to do things by the book. You're clearly capable of sorting out your differences. The bond you've already forged is incredible. With a weak smile, you reach out to Saf and Maggie, who take your hands in theirs. I am one with the strength of my coven. And my coven is one with me. With your hands still grasped, you feel a thrum of power pulse around you. What is it this time?
I think this might be good.
The wind rushes past your face, rustling your hair. Orbs of crimson, gold, sapphire dance around you like when you first reunited. This is beyond good. It appears your bonding ritual has been completed. A golden seal settles over you, and you and your sisters glow from within. You feel empowered, energized, and ready for whatever comes next. This is just the beginning. You've got a lot of work to do. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there. Alright, let me know what you think in your comments down below about the book, about this chapter. What you think so far. Pretty much this is all coming to what Charmed was. I'm just saying. I think it's the writing's on the wall. But we'll see. Catch y'all later. Peace out.